Welcome, everybody. My name is Hope Yoder, and we're going to talk about social media photography. So I'm excited. I had more than two people. It's always my fear that I'm going to show up and I'm going to be joined by one other person, and at least that's better than zero people, right? Some of you I know in the room, so thank you for coming. I want to talk about, first I want to introduce my new endeavor. And I have a new fabric line, and it's with Blank Quilting Corporation, and actually Cliff in the back of the room gave me a call and asked if I wanted to do fabric. I said, I don't know anything about fabric except how to use it. And actually I thought it was a prank call, but I'm so excited that it wasn't. And so here's our fabric collection called Roses and Arrows. What do you think? Pretty? Come on, give me more than that. What do you think? Woo! Okay. So first, fabric is very interesting on making fabric. A lot of education behind it. These are some beautiful digitally printed fabric that we made samples. This was made by the Blank Corporation, and this has a panel. And so I love everything girly, romantic, that nice, bright, happy feeling. And arrows are super trending right now, so we thought we would mix roses and arrows. And so this is a panel that you can purchase, and then you have different prints to go with it. And there are two free digital download patterns for the one that you see and the one up here that you can download to make samples for your store if you're purchasing the collection. So got some samples in your bag. You have a flyer that says what booth number it's in, 2218, and the full collection. I hope that you'll go by and you'll purchase the whole collection. It also is available in fat quarter and 2.5-inch strips. How many of you are machine embroidery stores in here? Raise your hand. Oh, about half the room. Awesome. So those of you who are, just quick marketing, do you sell full bolts, yardage of fabric, or do you sell more pre-cuts? How many of you sell more pre-cuts in your store? And both. Do you think that they should have pre-cuts? And is 2.5, is the jelly roll strips and the fat quarter bundles enough? Is there anything else you'd love to see? Just asking, not that we can do it, but maybe next time. That's a good mix. Awesome. That's just for me personally, not for them. They're shaking their head. No! All right. So I'm going to pass this around just to show you a few of the fabrics if you want to pass those around. And talk about social media. So today, without a social media presence, you're losing money. Whether you're a quilt store, a sewing store, or an embroidery store. And hopefully you have somebody younger in your store that can help you out. I brought my daughter, Olivia Yoder, if you'll stand up there with me. And she is 18 in college for graphic design. Oh, terrible, right, to have a daughter doing that. So she kind of prepared this PowerPoint, and we want to talk about iPhones or cell phones. My husband is a photographer, so he does kind of hobby. He's a plumber by day and a photographer by night, a hobby. But my daughter's gotten into this as well. So let me, go through some of the points, and then we'll take question and answers. So a lot of equipment for my step outs and for our events, I use my iPhone, or I do have an SLR, but you don't need expensive equipment to have pretty glamour shots on your webpage, on Facebook, on social media. Number one thing is don't try to take photos at 10 p.m. at night. That never works great. You want to try to be outside in daylight. Natural lighting is a good source. If you need to use a light box, we discovered something new that's kind of nice to take photos in, and that would be one of these. Have you seen these? Daylight booth. You can go by in booth 446. But if you need light because it's not daytime, they have a range of lights that are true lights, and we use those. I'm in a loft in my warehouses, all my sewing equipments, and I actually make a lot of the samples myself and digital cutting, and I have to work, where it's dark. So we'll use those light sources. Another thing that I use with, am I talking too fast? No. Okay, I'm told that I do. I'm trying to, thank you, you're my favorite. So what you want to do is add props as well. So I'll have a picture back to class. How many of you in here write directions for classes in your store? Oh, a lot of you. And some of you are cringing. That's my favorite thing in the universe to do. I love to write directions. And the photographs, I take them step out, and I use a light, but I also buy cheap foam core board. And there's a slide for that if you don't know what I mean. You can go to Staples and get big foam core board. And I put all my step out pictures on the board, and I use a little light source, and they look great doing that way. Props make a big difference. Here's an example that Olivia took a photo from this blog, and if we just had a picture of a new book, but look at this. You have baby's breath, which you probably, women, you probably know what that is. If men, it's this here. And sorry, I didn't mean to be offensive, but this is baby's breath. And then some makeup with a book. That is a more compelling picture, and this is what we call a glamour shot. Not like when you used to go to the mall and you got all duded up, glamour shot, but a product can be glamour shot. So adding props takes something to it. If you're trying to sell a t-shirt, we have our machine embroidery designs have graphic SVG files, and the shirt, can y'all see my shirt? Can you read it from back there? Or I will cut you, but not with these scissors. Okay, so I can't even remember what it says because you're all staring at me. So, hey, let me see your shirt. It says fabric scissors. Use only with fabric, or I will cut you, but not with these scissors. So this is just a fun little thing that we do in some of our workshops, heat transfer vinyl, but it wouldn't matter. If I wanted to photograph a shirt, it's not very interesting just laying there, but if you put a pair of shoes, maybe a bracelet with it, that's going to add some interest. So if you have bundles, fat quarter bundles, that you're trying to display after market, okay, and you're going to display them for photographs, hey, come into the store, see what I brought back for you from Quilt Market. Maybe you want to put a cup of tea, a sugar cube, a little book, something that is a glamour shot that says more than, hey, I have this fabric. Because maybe this isn't the fabric they love, but if they see the book, they'll stop and they'll think, ooh, that looks peaceful, restful. You want it to look like a magazine, so adding props would be a big help. Another thing is I use a tripod. Now, I do a lot of videos, and I want us to do a little exercise with Facebook. How many of you are on Facebook? While I'm talking to you, how many of you do live Facebook videos for your store? Only a couple of you. So we can do a little experiment. If you want to search on your Facebook app right now, Designs by Hope Yoder fan group, I'm going to do a live video, and I'm just going to talk because it's a private group. That way I don't look stupid to the rest of the world. We'll talk a little bit about a live video, and you can watch it later. Or if you want to do a live video for yourself on your Facebook page while you're here, I want to show you how to do that. A live Facebook video gets more feed and more hits and more reach than a video that you just upload to your Facebook page. So in your store, maybe you come back from Quilt Market and you have something beautiful like my Roses and Arrows fabric that you purchased. All right? Subtle. Was that subtle? Okay. So maybe you have this, and you have somebody standing there, and you're going to have a cup of coffee, and you're going to do a little interview with one of your staff members live on Facebook, and you're going to say, this is Hope's very first fabric collection. You know her because she does machine embroidery design. She's been in our store doing events, whatever, but look at this. And there's a panel, and you talk about it for 3 minutes, and you do a live Facebook feed. You will get people coming into your store to see what new products you bought at Quilt Market. How many of you do that? Live preview, does it work? Do people come in and tell you? All right. So one of the things you may want for a live Facebook is a tripod. And these are the two things that I personally use. If you're newer to photography, Manfrotto is known for photography. You can get this little mount for your iPhone or another device if you aren't an iPhone user, you're an Android user, and it fits on any tripod. It's under $50. I don't so much like this one, but then you can prop it onto their tripod, and I have that by my office all the time, so that when we're doing a new technique, new machine came out, new product. You can have it on a tripod with your cell phone, and you don't need a $1,000 camera. Any questions so far? All right, so let's talk about apps for photos. You don't want to just post your photo that you took, because sometimes they're just ugly. My photos sometimes are ugly. They're too dark. I know the principles, but I'm in a hurry. I caught that moment, and they don't look good. So if you have, how many of you are iPhone users in here? So look at that. You'd think I work for Apple. I don't. I work for blank. So with iPhone, I only know about that. I'm sure your Android does things as well, but I'm a total Mac user. And so there are some things on the camera itself when you're doing a video or when you're doing photographs that I want to show you. Will you take out your iPhone real quick and get ready to take a picture of your neighbor, the side of their head, whatever, doesn't matter. Open your camera app. Or how about my pretty fabric if you need something? You could take a picture of this, all right? So now, on your picture that you're getting ready to take, touch the screen in the middle. And do you see a little box, a yellow box like this? There's a little tiny dot. Scroll up or down and see what happens, but keep it focused on the same place. All right? So depending on who you're taking the picture of them, you may want them darker, fuzzier may be better. Clearer, brighter may be better. Who knows? So is that kind of cool? Did you know that was on your phone? Did I give you one good tip? Yay. Okay. So when you're doing a video, you want to do your videos horizontal. So back to this mount. This is how you take a video. Don't ever take it up and down. That's a pet peeve. When I see a video, I won't watch it if it's up and down because I'm old. And the screen is this little, and I can't see the full screen. So go horizontal. And remember this little tip. This is built right into your photo and your video guide. Free apps. What time am I done with the lecture? 4:15, I'm good. Okay. So free apps to edit your photo. There is a built-in photo app inside of your iPhone. And I'm sure it's great, but I don't use it. We won't talk about that, but there's a couple other apps that we use. My daughter loves this. Stand up real quick, Olivia. I'm going to put her on the spot. Train her young. Turn around. Why do you like Visco?
Okay, so basically ViscoCam is a free app.
Louder.
It was originally built for photographers to use on their desktop, but it's actually a free app that you can go and download. It's right there, ViscoCam. And it lets you upload all of your photos into a single library within the app, so that if you add a photo, you can go back later and edit it. I have hundreds of photos that you just scroll down and go back years worth of memories. But it's very simple to edit. You can adjust basic settings like your brightness, your contrast. You can even buy little presets for $2.99 or $1.99 within the app.
Anybody use ViscoCam in here? Do you like it? Yeah. Yeah, so if you missed that shot and you didn't get it as light or as dark, you can edit it, and it's way better than your built-in iPhone, and it is free. Obviously, they want you to buy some add-on filters and things, but you can use it free. And so this is all I hear from Olivia, ViscoCam, and here's what I use. This is not built in, but for your store, let's say you have us coming out to do an event. I know there's some of you we've just done events for in here, and some of you that we're coming to do in-store events with embroidery and sewing. And we send you a flyer, or you want to take some pictures, but you want to add text like store location. The event is going to be held here, the date, the time, the cost. I use PicMonkey. It is thebomb.com. You don't have to be a graphic designer. You don't have to be an Illustrator person. It's free, or you can pay for it in a year, and you can add text and everything for social media. Hey, this class is this time. It costs this much. Everybody bring, a tag that you made, and we'll give you 15% off your fabric. Anybody use PicMonkey? Do you like it? Very, very easy to use. Am I right? You can lie to me. Okay. You're not lying? Okay. There you go. And if I can do it, it's easy. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a video app that you like?
I do, yes. Actually, I did not put that in here. I use Camtasia. I would not recommend that to any of you, so let me be honest. I'm a software nerd. If we haven't met before, I like to be behind closed doors and shorts, just digitizing, doing whatever. I use Illustrator, all kinds of different programs, but what's really good I just used, and I did pay for it, is Filmarama, and it's by Wondershare, Filmarama. So easy. In fact, when I'm doing step outs of, hey, here's how you bind a quilt. For instance, here's one of our new embroidery collections. I will be in booth 608 if you want to come visit me and see all my embroidery designs or talk about our new embellished line of stabilizers, threads, sewing notions. This is one of my new embroidery collections that I use the roses and arrows fabric with. But maybe you want to show how to bind on a video, a quick tip of the day, 2-minute video tops. Then what I've done is I don't necessarily talk through the video because you always say 1,000 times like I've done, or the phone rings. So on Filmarama, you can use your internal microphone and voice over it, and it took me 30 seconds to figure it out. It's as easy as Pickmonkey. So Filmarama is super easy for that. Great question. Booth 6618 for blank. Here's some pictures that Olivia, did I say it wrong? Is it wrong? Ooh, bad slide. 2218. And you know what? The good news is it's right here on the flyer that we gave you, but I didn't read it when I did the PowerPoint. I apologize. So 2218. So back to Viscam. Here's an example of some glamour shots. So I just want to encourage you, when you take photos of your new fabric that you're going to purchase, the rows and arrows, new embroidery collections, new notions, whatever, make sure it's a glamour shot. Meaning good lighting, add some text, add some props. It's simple. Make it look like a magazine cover just by taking 100 photos and picking that good one. Or don't take 100 and use Viscam app. So notice in these photos, these are my daughter's photos, by the way. She does summer photography, and this is her bedroom, and she has all these pictures of her friends, but that's not so exciting, but look at that. I don't know what she's, I didn't realize those were all your photos, so I'm going to change that page, but Viscam is on your cell phone, Pickmonkey is on the computer. You cannot add text with Viscam. So if you wanted to add, hey, the event is here, the date is, the class is, you'd want to use Pickmonkey. And you can make collages, all kinds of things with that. Foam core boards, I have several of these in my sewing room all the time. I usually have white, black, and pink, and I get a large size, about 20 by 30. And every time I take a photograph, if I'm going to take it of these cute little therapy packs, one of our new embroidery collections for a little hot cold compress, and we have little boo-boo bags and all types of things that we made with our fabric. I would put this and arrange it on a foam core board, and maybe it'd have a couple Band-Aids. Got it? Foam core board and Blank Quilting Corporation. I want to say thank you for giving me a dream that I didn't know I had until now. Seeing the fabric in, again, let's show the fabric. Almost made me cry. I've been so busy with trying to get everything lined up for our next year. When I saw the quilts that they made, it's truly, I just want to say thank you for that. Again, and you can add, it's the perfect fabric for anybody who owns an embroidery store, because it's hard to find, for me as an embroiderer. I sew garments and I do machine embroidery. I'm not necessarily a quilter, but I'm learning now. I can piece the quilting part, I'm learning, but it's hard to find designs that don't compete with embroidery or fabric. I wanted something that could be used with machine embroidery in a fun way that would be tonal, some brights, things that aren't directional. One of my pet peeves are polka dots that are straight up and down. It drives me insane personally. You too, a little bit. If you're cutting 1,000 kits, which we do in our office for events in your stores, you know how hard it is to cut polka dots when they're straight up and down. So I wanted random so that they're a little bit easier to use. So we've got dots and arrows that are motif dots, so not just stripes, but the arrows are in there. And so the whole embroidery collection was on the basis, or the fabric collection was on the basis you could use it as a machine embroiderer and quilting to combine the same things. And the fabric will be out in April, and there will be a Rose and Arrows embroidery collection to go with it. So in these panels, there's some blank areas so that you could use the machine embroidery designs. For those of you who do sell embroidery designs and embroidery machines, this could be a class that you could add in. So I know Diana said, why are those blank? They're blank on purpose because we want to have places for embroidery to go in. So here is one of the projects for our event next year for the Embellish brand event. We used our fabrics, quilting in the hoop, a zipper on the back in the hoop, and some machine applique with anybody who sells digital cutters, or if your customers do. Great project. Here's one of our tag-along embroidery design, freestanding tag that we've used with our fabrics, and this uses R&K Floriani's Stitch and Shape single-sided to make it nice and stiff and usable. These are the little boo-boo packs we used. You can buy these little inserts, hot or cold. These are one of our event projects coming up, but I made some with the fabric. But on the glamour shot of that, we had several with Band-Aids and a couple ice cubes, and it created a really pretty picture. This is one of our event projects as well. Are there any questions on social media? I hope I gave you 1 or 2 tips to take back to help you make your photographs social media. And let's do a real quick live video. Has anybody joined my fan group? Okay, try to. So let me do that real quick since we have a couple minutes. I'm the next presenter in here again. So I think I'm okay if I run a minute late, but we still have time. I don't know. All right, 7 people. Let's do this. And I'll have someone hold the camera.
Fan group or fan club?
Fan group. Designs by Hope Yoder fan group. And if you don't get it now, one more. If you don't get it now, then we'll do it, Rhonda. All right, so I would like a volunteer to hold the camera for me. Sure. You have to search Designs by Hope Yoder fan group. And let's get this. So to do a live, I'll just explain how to do a live. This is going to look really dumb to everybody else who isn't here, but it's okay. What's that?
First item on the feed.
Yes, I can pin it to the top. I will afterwards. So I'll do a live video now. Let me go. So when you go to your Facebook app, and I should have a camera here, but when you go on your own Facebook page, you'll see something that says live red. Yeah. All right, and so what I'm going to do is type in, hey everybody, it's Hope Yoder at Quilt Market introducing my Roses and Arrows fabric collection from Blank Embroidery. Oops, now that I have to type. Oh, darn it, I'll go back and add that. All right. Siri works great. So what I'm going to do is you type in your text first, but for time's sake, I won't do that. And you're going to hold your camera horizontal, not up and down, because you get the full range. And then I will see a little area that's the camera, and go for it. Tell me when I'm ready. Does it say, is it counting down?
It says finished.
Oh, did you like it? Okay. This will upload, so this will be wonderful.
Oh, there you go, live.
Am I live now?
You're live.
This is a very good demo. There's no refunds for this class, I'm sorry. Is it going?
It's going.
Okay, so to do a live video feed, if you're a store owner and you're here with me in Houston Quilt Market, when you go to your Facebook page, touch live and type in the content, which I've not done here for time's sake, but you'd want to give hashtags or the @ symbol on your Facebook page. As a business, you can set up @Hope Yoder Designs, and that'll automatically share with your Facebook page your business. If you are a personal Facebook, you're making a Facebook post under your name. I'm on the fan group and we've done live. And Pam, let everybody say hello. Everybody say hi. Go around the room. Let's see if you see or just something fun. A little faster, Miss Pammy. A little faster, Miss Pammy. Hey, how you doing? All right, so I'm Hope Yoder, and I have my very first fabric collection called Roses and Arrows from Blank Quilting Corporation. So a lot of the stores here are going to be selling this in their stores. It'll be out in April, and I hope that you like it. So bye-bye. So at this point, you're going to hit finish. This is going to look really stupid for my fan group people, but most of them I know, so I'm not going to worry about it. But if you would do a tip like that on your embroidery machine, on your sewing machine, with your Roses and Arrows fabric when it comes in, your classes to promote, if you fall down, stand up and go, ta-da, and more people will probably come in the store, because that's the point of a live Facebook video. It's not canned. People love it when I mess up. I mean, I get claps at events when I say something or do something really stupid, and I've learned to not cry in a fetal position in the corner anymore. I just stand up and go, that was awesome, and they feel better about that. So if you do things like that in your store, you're going to get more shopper, more traffic. Remember, props, lighting, edit your photos, and we'll see you in booth 2218 or in booth 608 for Embellish. Thank you very much.